3D Bitten Eyeball Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi everybody, in today's video I have a really cool eyeball that's got teeth around it, and I actually saw a ring quite a while ago, like over a year ago, that was this eyeball that had all these teeth around it, and I thought it was so cool. I thought, hey, next Halloween that's going to be a nail. So this was one that was on the top of my to-do list for this year. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. I think it's just kind of odd and creepy, so that's right up my alley, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well.
I'm going to begin with a thin overlay just of clear acrylic, so all of the color of the eyeball, the white and everything, I just did with gel polish. If you wanted, you could have done an overlay with white acrylic and then skipped one of those steps later on, but I decided just to do clear and paint everything. So after you have that overlay done, keep it very thin. I'm going to file the nail into shape with my E-file, starting with a coarse bit to remove any bulk and then a finer bit to smooth out the surface texture. And like I said, keep it very thin because I did cap this entire nail with builder gel later on, so it doesn't have to be as thick as you would normally want your overlays to be. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Then I'm going to be applying a layer of white gel polish over the entire nail. Like I said, if you did a white overlay, you could skip this part. And I'm going to apply a second layer, and in that second layer, I'm going to be blending in a little bit of a gray gel right along the edges to kind of create a shadow effect. Just right along the edges like that. It doesn't have to be blended perfectly. It can be kind of like a rough blend, and it's going to be fine. Once you're happy with that, cure it. Then I'm going to start painting my iris, and I decided to go with browns and golds this time. So I decided to start with a kind of a chocolate brown circle in the middle of the eye, and then I'm going to add kind of a metallic green right kind of in the center. Very, very subtle green. So it doesn't really look like, doesn't make the whole iris look green. It just kind of adds a little green sparkle. And then I'm going to be adding different colors of golds and bronze, and I used a metallic color in here, and add just a whole bunch of little lines right along the outside just to kind of bring in different flecks of different colors. And all the colors I used have sort of a shimmer to them. This is going to make your iris really sparkle. And then right along the edge, I'm going to take and I'm going to, sorry about all the background noise, my cat is going crazy right now, but add a little layer of black in the background and then blend that color down. Max, stop it. Okay, so just add a little bit of that black coming down through, so blend it. So just take the brush and sort of pull it in. And if your iris gets a little out of hand and that outside edge gets a little funky, don't worry about that. You can always touch that up later. So just really worry about the inside of what the iris looks like, and it wants to have lots of different colors and different sparkle. After everything is cured, go ahead and clean up the edges with a little bit of white gel polish. So just take and basically trace the outside edge. There's going to be a little mishap here or there, and that's fine. It's pretty easy to clean those up. And then after you have that nice and more precise and pristine looking, then you can go ahead and cure that. And after that's cured, then you're going to want to take and you're going to want to add the pupil. So just take some black gel polish right in the center and add a nice little circle. And don't make your pupil too large. You want it to stay fairly small so that all of those nice lines that you added really show up. Now I'm going to be adding some veining on the eye. I want this to look very bloodshot. So I'm going to take kind of like a mauvey pink, and I'm going to be adding the first little layer of the veins going through there. Not too thick, very skinny little lines, and then take red and sort of go inside each of those lines that you made before. So they have sort of that mauve color is almost like the shadow, and then the red is really intense right in the middle of each line. And after you have all of those done, go ahead and cure them, and then this is where I said I was going to cap the nail with a layer of clear builder gel. So do as thick of a layer as you're comfortable with your product line. So just add that nice little layer, flip it over, tap the back to create a really nice dome effect. Apply a layer of gel sealer, cure that again, and then I'm going to start with some gold acrylic, and I'm going to be making my little teeth that go around the eye. So as I said, I saw a ring. It was a ring that I saw online that it was this eyeball with these teeth around it, and everything on that one was done in more silver tones, so it was a really silvery blue pupil or iris, and then it had the whole ring was silver. And I thought, that would be cool, but for some reason the silver effect made it look too cold to be Halloween. I don't know where, but that was just my thought. So I decided to do everything with warm gold and brown tones. So after I have the little gums going almost all the way around the nail, I left the cuticle area open. I don't like it when the cuticle area gets too bulky in some designs, so I decided to leave that without anything. But then I'm going to go through and add each tooth. So I've got the first two, and I would recommend kind of skipping around and not doing the teeth right down the line right in order. So I do one and then leave a gap for a tooth and then do the next one, and then kind of work your way back and forth with that. That way you don't have to worry about your teeth working on one right next to one that you just finished, because you want them to have a little bit of a rest period so that they set up a little before you start working right next to them. So just keep adding your teeth, make them a little shorter right kind of in the middle, and then they can get longer and pointier, more vicious looking towards the outside. So just keep adding them like that and go back and forth. And they should actually be very easy to get those nice sharp points since you're working on top of a slippery surface like the builder gel and the gel sealer that's on top of it. And if you guys want, you don't have to use gel sealer. You could have just cleansed the builder gel to get rid of the tacky layer, and then it would have a nice shine to it on its own. I don't really like cleansing nails. That's one of my least favorite things to do, is cleansing off that inhibition layer. For me, it's just easier to add gel sealer on top of it, cure it again, and just be done with it. So that's personal preference, whichever you prefer, cleanse or cap. So after you have the teeth done on one side, repeat the process and add the teeth to the other side. When you're adding the teeth to the other side, kind of look back and forth from the side that you finished so that your teeth are approximately the same length on each side of the nail, so it looks fairly even. Of course, things happen, and sometimes one side, they might just be a little longer, and whatever, it's the top and lower jaw of the creature that is eating this eyeball, and my teeth don't look the same, and my upper teeth and my lower teeth are very different. So it's not really a huge deal, but I tried to keep them as symmetrical as possible. Here's the last one, and those ones that are towards the tip of the nail, since my nail is kind of a really nice soft little oval shape, it didn't have much space to have those last two on the side, so they kind of have to nest together. Now I'm going to take some diluted black paint, and I'm going to be adding partial outlines around my teeth. So I'm not outlining the top side of each tooth, so the side that's closest to the cuticle, but I'm outlining the bottom of each tooth and then where they attach to the gums. That way, it doesn't look like there's these little black outlines circling each tooth. It's just more like a shadow. And after you have all those done, should be pretty quick, I'm going to apply what's called a 3D glaze over all the teeth. So it's just a little, kind of a satin appearance top coat that's made for 3D art. And then that is all done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this design. Please stay tuned for all my future Halloween designs this year, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!